Late-night host Jimmy Kimmel attacked the Cassidy-Graham healthcare plan on September 19 and 20, and hit back at Senator Bill Cassidy, R-Law, for failing his own standard, the Kimmel test. Ginny /The Washington Post, "We protect those with pre-existing conditions, the protection is absolutely the same. There's a specific provision that says that if a state applies for a waiver, it must ensure that those with pre-existing conditions have affordable and adequate coverage." Senator Bill Cassidy, R-Law, interviewed on CNN's New Day, September 20. In the dispute between late-night host Jimmy Kimmel and Senator Bill Cassidy, one of the key authors of the long-shot GOP effort to repeal the Affordable Care Act, a key issue is whether the proposal maintains the ACA's guarantee that people with pre-existing condition can obtain health insurance. That has always been one of the most popular parts of Obamacare, and President Trump has insisted he would not sign a bill without such protections. He tweeted that this version of repeal, co-sponsored by Cassidy and Sen. Lindsey Graham, RSC, contains such protections. We previously examined Cassidy's claim that his proposal would cover more people than the ACA, giving him 3 Pinocchios. Now let's take a look at this claim. The ACA operates on the theory that, in the individual market, costs could be spread among a community of people with insurance, in what is called the community rating. In other words, healthier people help subsidize the costs for sicker people. People who get insurance from their employer, which is about half of Americans under 65, already participate in a group that spreads the risk. Before the ACA, insurance companies could consider a person's health status when they decide whether and how much to charge premiums. If a person had a pre-existing medical condition that would cost a lot of money, the insurance company could have increased the cost of their premiums or even deny coverage. That is not allowed under the ACA, which requires everyone to purchase insurance. It also requires insurance carriers to offer people in the individual and small group markets essential health benefits, such as maternity care, mental health services, prescription drugs, pediatric services and emergency services. The goal was to standardize benefits, offer comprehensive coverage and balance out the risk pool. Under the ACA, states can waive certain provisions of the law, but there were 3 key guardrails that must be met. The states still must provide insurance to a comparable number of residents, ensure that the coverage is at least as comprehensive as the essential benefits package, and pledge that the waiver programs meet out-of-pocket spending requirements. The idea was that coverage would be similar in all 50 states. See this Congressional Research Service report on what provisions can be waived under ACA. Both the House version of repeal that cleared the chamber and an earlier Senate version, Better Care Reconciliation Act, or BCRA, that failed to pass would have allowed states to apply for waivers under less stringent conditions, permitting a more balkanized market. The House bill allowed states to replace a federal essential benefits package with a more narrowly tailored package of benefits, limited to the individual and small group markets. BCRA would have permitted that as well. BCRA also would have permitted waiving limits for annual out-of-pocket spending and the need for what is called a single risk pool, premiums based on the expected cost of all applicants in the marketplace, not just those who might enroll in a plan. Each of these possible waivers begin to undermine one of ACA's core features, that healthcare coverage is broadly similar across the country. Of course, that was one of the main Republican complaints about it, that it imposed a one-size-fits-all approach on the nation's healthcare system. Senator Ron Johnson, RWIS, is one of the key co-sponsors of Cassidy-Graham. He had been highly critical of BCRA precisely because it left in place some pre-existing condition rules, mandates which he said drive up premiums. In the end, however, he voted for BCRA, so it is noteworthy he is a key co-sponsor of this repeal option. So what does Cassidy-Graham do? Contrary to Cassidy's claim that the protection is absolutely the same, it actually weakens it more than any previous proposal. Starting in 2020, the Cassidy-Graham bill would reallocate funding now devoted to the Affordable Care Act exchanges and the law's expansion of Medicaid and give it to states in the form of block grants. States in theory would have great flexibility to create their own healthcare systems, though only 2 years to do it. Ty Bofferding, a Cassidy spokesman, noted that the bill, on page 12, has language that says every state must offer every individual a plan and ensure each patient has access to affordable and adequate coverage. He said that if a sta